And back up and introduce myself in case you don't know who I am. My name is Wendy Lee. You can find me at creativeleeyours.com, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the US. So welcome. Thank you for joining me. So it's about 11:37 in the morning Eastern time here. And I love that we have people joining from all over. It's awesome. It's just awesome. So what are we doing? So our point is to share our love and joy of paper crafting, right? With each other. We're here, we're gathering, we're getting those natural endorphins going, starting off our weekend with a bang. Yay! Love that. Love it, love it, love it, love it. We're going to relax. We're going to have a little bit of fun. And the best part is we get to share that joy with others simply by sending a handmade card to them, right? I do the best thing. Like, this is the best job ever, right? So if you don't know me, I've been a demonstrator for about 21 years. I am full-time since November of 2019. That's not a common thing, but I do it, right? I make it work. I'm married to a wonderful, supportive man. His name is Mike. And we were just looking the other day. We're going to celebrate 34 years this year. Crazy, right? I have two grandchildren that I'm very, very proud of, and two adorable grandchildren, both girls. And we have a lot of time together, and we have a lot of fun. So I'm Gigi for them, and I've already got them paper crafting, right? All right, so typically this would be known as like a home party, right? Like, you would ask me to come and be your demonstrator. You would be a hostess or host, and you would invite your friends over. I would teach a couple of projects with, of course, the best products, Stampin' Up. The host would keep my samples and earn rewards based on that ordering special. So today, since I'm being my own host and doing my own event, I'm gifting back the rewards to you all that place orders in the context of an ordering special, right? So I've already posted links of the annual catalog and mini catalog. Those have been in the group for a while. So feel free to scroll down and find those if you don't have a hard copy. Of course, you can look in our online store as well, right? Keep that close with your sticky note notepad. You can also have your Stampin' Up! Website up and work on a wish list that way as well. I did already post the event host code with the link. And if you would like any help placing orders, let me know. You're not required to place an order. This is a free event. You can come hang out with me, and then never come see me again if you want to. That would be so sad, though. We have so much fun. But if you'd like to place an order, I very much appreciate that, and I've got rewards for you. So if you place an order, you're going to get any dollar amount order. It's going to get the PDF tutorials for today's projects that we're going to make. So I'm going to show you everything. I'll tell you measurements. I'll answer any questions. But if you want a piece of paper that's got the pictures with the instructions, that's how you're going to get it. I don't sell this one. This is just for this workshop. So you can only earn it for free. If you place a $50 or greater, you have to use the host code to get this, though. You get the packets. So I have pre-cut packets already ready to go, and you'll also get the tutorial, so you'll have everything that you need. Now, I do want to let you know that in the packets, the featured dies that we're using, which is the cake celebrations, will not be die cut for you. You'll have to die cut those because they require stamping and all that fun stuff. You'll also get the November Nests of Winter All-Star Video Class Tutorial Bundle for free. So that is a group that I'm in with some fantastic other demonstrators. I don't know how I got lucky to be invited, but you can get that for free when you place your order, or you can purchase that in my tutorial store as well. If you need a catalog when you place your order, let me know, and I will drop one of those in the mail to you as well. Now, my international friends, I don't want to leave you out. I have a special for you as well. I have a tutorial store on my website, so creativeleeyours.com. If you spend $35 in my tutorial store, you will also get the class PDF. And if your order reaches $50, you're going to get the All-Star tutorial bundle as well. All right? Okay. I will pre-warn you, my camera will sometimes wander. It has a wandering eye to it. So I will try to avoid that as much as I can. And will just be patient with me, right? Still working with the tech system at Zoom to fix this. So anyway, work in progress. So cake celebrations. This is the stamp and die bundle that we're featuring for today's projects. And I have some really cute projects for you. So these are in our online exclusives. So these were just released this month, right? Like earlier this month, a few weeks ago. And I love it. I think it's fun. Um, you can do a lot with these cake images, and you'll see even more cool projects when you join Cultivated Creativity this month. Our November kit is also going to feature this bundle, and we've got some fantastic things. We're pulling in some metallic enamel effects. There'll be a bottle will be included with the kit, or you can add on all three colors, whatever makes your heart happy. But um, I'm going to show you some fast and easy, quick and cute projects. Set to full screen, you'll not. Yeah, I know. So I have it. Thank you for that, Tony. I have my, oh, thank you. Oh, yes, yes, I figured it out. Yay, thank you. Hopefully now I'll see comments coming through. Thank you, Tony. That was awesome. I'm still struggling with the iPad. I don't know why it's so hard. All my other Mac devices I don't struggle with, but that one I do. Okay, so again, we're featuring this bundle, and our projects we're going to make are these four fantastic, cute little cards. So I hope that you love these. I love them. Yeah, Tony, I struggle with tech sometimes, maybe more often than not. Actually, let me put these back in. Okay, so you're like, okay, where did this color combination come from? Well, I decided to use my fantastic color coach. And there's a free download for this on my website in my tutorial store. And I pulled out the Berry Burst card and I was like, okay, what fun color combinations can I do using Berry Burst? So obviously you can see I've pulled in these right there, right? Here on this one, I went more of the blackberry with Berry Burst. I didn't pull in the petunia pot because I used it so much on the other ones. I didn't pull that in. And then this one I think is super fun. I used the colors down here. Right? Who would have put these colors together? I can tell you I would never have done it if it wasn't for the color coach. And then I've got this one here as well, which you can see I jumped around on the colors that I used here as well, because I was like, you know what? All of them on here go. So I'm doing it. So if you don't have one of these, I print mine off and laminate it. But if you don't have one, you can grab that from my tutorial store for free. All right, let's start with our first one, which is this one here. Now, if I didn't say it already, these projects are actually the projects that my team is making for this month. I do team make and takes every single month, and they have the opportunity, not required, to participate in make and takes. And I do a full class for them every single month, and they can opt in and participate. So super fun, right? I love it. Okay, let's get started. First thing I want to do is I have got my front layer here. This piece is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. And I've cut a hole out of the center with this lovely circle from the Everyday Details dies. Okay, so it cut this out. I'm going to save this for another project. We're going to use that in a little bit, but I am going to try to get this. Debbie, you're in the right place. You can't join me on Zoom. I didn't invite anybody to the Zoom. That's just how I'm broadcasting. So you're in the right place. You're watching. You're good. Hopefully that helps. All right, perfect. So this is my front layer. Now I wanted to see some texture behind it. So I've got a piece of 3 3/4 by 3 3/4 basic white, and I've embossed it with the Painted Texture 3D embossing folder. So it just gives you that really nice texture on there. And to me, that looks like icing on the cake, right? So I thought that was a really good pairing to put those two together. So let's start off and we're going to add some dimensionals to the back of this. So I just am playing with this. So the other day, this week, actually, I just showed one of my silly crafty tips about putting packing tape over your dimensionals to keep the backing papers from going everywhere. I haven't decided if I love this or if I don't love this, but I wanted to give it a try. Somebody had suggested it and I was like, oh, I got to try that one. So I've shared it with you all. You guys let me know what you think. The nice thing is when you pull your dimensionals off your sheet, they're ready to go, right? Like they're good. So yes, I'm using an excessive amount of dimensionals, aren't I? I want this circle to stand up really, really well. So I'm trying this. All right, we're going to lay this right down on our layer. Nice. So now I've got this circle standing up and this lovely texture on the inside. Cool? I think it's cool. All right, so we've got a thick basic weight card base. This is 4 1/4 by 11, and I've already folded it in half. And And I am going to adhere this right on here. So since this layer is popped up, I am just going to add liquid glue to that because of all the texture, right? And then I want this to be level. So I'm going to pull in some of these dimensionals just along this bottom here so that I'm doing pretty good with that height. Okay. So we're going to center that right on there. I personally love a white on white card, and I think adding these little layers to it makes a big wow impact, even if it's just a white on white card. All right, let's add a little pop of color in here. I'm going to bring in, I want to say this is like a little starburst. You can call it an asterisk, whatever makes your heart happy. And I'm bringing my peach pie ink pad because remember, we're pulling our colors from our little color coach here. And I'm going to stamp this. These are going to be the flames on my candle. So, and I don't have any issue stamping right on top of this texture here. It's a dainty little image, but it stamps just fine. So sometimes you want to stamp and then add the texture, but in this case, I did not have a problem with it. So I went all in. Okay, so next I'm pulling out my dies, my Cake Celebrations dies. And I've got these lovely pieces here. Now, these are intended to be decorative details for the cake itself, but I am going to use them for candles. So I've cut it out of Berry Burst, Petunia Pop, and Granny Apple Green. So you can see there's two different sizes, right? So this one cuts out 3, and this one will cut out 2. So you can get multiples at one swoosh, one swoop, one swoosh. I don't know what you want to say. All right, so let's go ahead and adhere these down. Now I'm going to use liquid glue. I probably ought to go ahead and pull in my silicone craft sheet because I'm going to make a mess if I don't. So we're going to just flip these over. Okay, and add a touch of liquid glue. Now you could use all the long ones if you wanted to. You don't have to use the short one. Come on, glue, come out. There it goes. You can use the short one or the long one, whatever makes your heart happy. I mixed and matched, right? I found that I didn't have to fight the green one so much if I went ahead and did the shorter one. Okay, now I'm going to try to tuck these in, and hopefully I miss where I put my dimensionals. And I'm making these candlesticks. Okay, whoa. So I'm just going to slide them in. They might need to go at an angle, and that's okay. And you can put them as close to your little starburst or as far away as you'd like to. Right? Whoops, stuck to my finger. I'm already sticky. And guess what? I just realized my chamois is in the water in the other room. I do that a lot. Okay, next we've got a banner. I'm going to add a nice big banner, white on white banner on this. And these are the Peaceful Seasons dies. So these are in our mini catalog available now. And I want to stamp my birthday in Azure Afternoon. Is that how you pronounce that? Azure Afternoon. And I'm just going to stamp birthday on there. I love these dies. I think they're fun. Have some good shapes, and it has a couple different banners in there, and I'm very drawn to the banners. The other ones are wonderful as well, but I am very, very drawn to the banners. All right, now I'm going to pop this up right at the bottom of that opening there. So let's grab a couple dimensionals. Grab that off our little sheet here. Now I'm going to do it over here on the side. Hey, Angelique. Because I know that my opening is going to come right through there. And I think I'm going to put 2. I want this nice and sturdy. I don't want this to collapse on me. Now, if you wanted to, you could put dimensionals on this part too, but you may need to double stack them depending on how much you cover up that opening in that window, right? Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense to you guys. All right, super cute. So fast, easy, and simple. Now I went back to just our good old basic rhinestones, and look what I found. If you've been doing Stampin' Up for a long time, how many years ago did we have this layout of our rhinestones? It's been a while, but they still work, and I'm still using them. But these are what's current, the bigger sheets here. So I'll pull out a big sheet because we'll use those today. But I just thought that was funny that I found that. All right, so I am just going to grab some dimensionals and place, not dimensionals, rhinestones. What am I saying? Rhinestones, and put them right in the center of this. Each of these candles, right? Like it's almost like a firecracker. Oh, you could do firecrackers. That would be fun too. All right, card one. Now, I typically do the inside of my cards as well. I did not on these, right? Or at least on this one, I didn't. But you know what you really could do? Let's do it. Let's do it. We're going to do it. We're going to add our candles, at least two of them, right? Let's add a couple candles to the inside. I want to. Easy way to bring in the design. I didn't do anything on the original. It's totally blank on the inside. You could stamp a sentiment. You could add another layer of white. I think that gives it a nice finished appearance versus just a plain white. No layers on the inside. So let's see. How do I want to do this? I want to do that. And we're just making it up as we go, right? We're allowed to do that. And let's do that. And let's bring back in our little starburst. Oops. Bringing back in our little starburst, and we are going to add our toppers to our candles. How fun! I love it. Little impromptu changes going on. We've got to bring the design to the inside. We do. It's important, right? All right, card one done. What do you guys think? Like it? Happy with this one? So fun. All right. Moving on to card two. We are going to do this one here. Okay. Kind of move some of my stuff, reorient a little bit, and then I've got to grab my supplies. So this time we are going to start with our Lost Lagoon card base. Again, this is 4¼ by 11. I've already folded it in half. Easy peasy, right? And then I'm going to bring in my Distress Tile 3D embossing folder. And I've already cut my layers here. I have two of them that are 3¾ by 1½, and one that's 3¾ by 1¾ Okay. You could make them all the same, but I thought that that was just a fun way to change up the texture. Now I'm going to put the larger one in the center and my two skinnier ones on the top and bottom. Okay. Now I'm going to just use Stampin' Seal. And I like to do the outer edges first because to me, the spacing in the middle, whatever it ends up to be, is fine, right? So I am looking to try to get even spacing along those three edges, okay? And then we'll do this on the bottom one as well. Knock on wood, my camera so far seems to be behaving. Now that I've said it, though, it might not. I shouldn't have said it. Okay. And then now we're going to fit this one in here. So it doesn't matter if that space, oh, so there it goes and it zooms out on me. All right, well, hopefully it behaves. Oh, good, you loved card one. I'm so glad. Perfect. All right, so then we'll slide this one right down in the middle. So it just adds a little bit of texture, changing it up a little bit versus just putting a full layer. I was kind of mimicking, you know, kind of layered cake. I thought that might be a fun way to use this here. Okay. Next, we've got the Greetings of the Seasons dies. And if you've watched me before, you know I love these. These are also part of an online exclusives collection. This has been out for a little bit longer. I hope these stick around for a while. I use them a ton. And I've cut this label right here, and that's what we're going to put our stamping on. I'm going to ink this up in Berry Burst, and I'm going to stamp Anniversary on the bottom. You could choose any of the sentiments in the stamp set, but I thought this was a fun little anniversary. It could be a wedding card, lots of choices of things that you can do with this. We're going to do Basic Gray. I'm going to just stamp that in Basic Gray right over the top of my sentiment here. I'm going to eyeball this. Hopefully I get it somewhat straight. That's my goal anyway. Okay, I'll take that. Not too bad. And then for my cake layers, I am stamping. I actually put the stamps on the block together. So there's a more solid cake, and then there's some little stripy layers to the cake. And I put them on the block together. So that's two different stamps. And I'm going to stamp this in the peach peach pie. And we're going to stamp off on this. So let me grab a scrap of paper. Okay. So I'm going to stamp off, which means I'm stamping on a scrap, and then without re-inking, I'm going to stamp my cake right onto my tag because I just wanted a slightly lighter color to it. So now I'm going to take this kind of decorative image here, adds a little texture, and I'm going to do full strength and stamp this right over the top. Kind of cool, right? Really looks cakey that way. Okay, so yes, Jean, you're right. Don't forget to take advantage of the last day of our sale. So right now, paper, inks, bundles, blends from the annual catalog are all marked down. It's a great sale. All right, so I'm bringing in Lost Lagoon. We're going to do our leaves in Lost Lagoon. Yeah, it's a great way to double dip. You can take advantage of the ordering special. So I'm going to put that little leaf there. Okay. And then let's stamp a couple of the larger leaves on a scrap paper here. And we're going to die cut those with the cake dies, Cake Celebrations dies. And so I'm doing these full strength. Okay. So we will die cut these. Okay. And then we're going to stamp a couple of the flowers. Get rid of this. I will put my arm in it if I don't close my ink pads as I go. Do you guys do the same? I can end up super messy if I'm not careful. Now I've put these 3 flowers. Oh, it's going to zoom out so you can see all my mess all the way around. That's lovely, isn't it? Oh, now it wants you to come up close. Okay. So I put all 3 flowers on one block together. You can do whatever makes your heart happy. And I'm going to do 2 sets of these flowers. And then we're going to die cut these out as well. All right, so I've got these lovely little flowers. So I've got 2 of each one. So now I can work on my collage here. Somehow I've dipped my finger in ink. I do that a lot. Sometimes it's messy, right? Okay, so let me grab some liquid glue to start off with, right? And I think I am going to, let's build our flowers here. So I'm going to take a big leaf and one of the bigger flowers. I'm going to go ahead and adhere those together. Now, one thing I love about the silicone craft sheet is that you can put adhesive right on it and then peel it off. Like it doesn't stick to it. It's awesome. One of my favorite things. Let's take a medium flower here. Oh, we're zooming out again. This just gives you a sneak peek of all the mess I make. And then you'll know that you're not alone in the mess that you make when you stamp. Granted, you may not make a mess like I make a mess. I make a pretty good mess. All right, so this one, so I'm going to put a little more liquid glue on the back. And this one I'm going to adhere right onto that tag, kind of overlap those a little bit. It's okay if it hangs off the edge, right? Because we're layering this together. Okay, give that a little push. And then I think I'm going to grab a mini dimensional and put it on the back of that little bitty guy. Okay, pull off my backing paper if I can get it. So cute and little. Okay, and so we've got our 3rd flower there. Cute. Now I want to bring the design to the bottom of the cake as well. So we're going to add another one of our large leaves. Hanging off there. Cute, 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 cute. And then I think I will pop up the large flower and the small flower here. So let's see. Big dimensional. Will it fit? It does. I've got multiple sheets going on here. There you go. And we'll grab another little one. Well, I need the whole thing. There we go. I grabbed the backing paper. All right. So we'll put this right there. Cute, cute, cute. I love it. And then we're going to save this one for the inside when we get to that. All right. So I've got my tag and it's adorable, first of all, I think. Now I want to cut a piece of ribbon about 10-ish inches long. So this is the peach pie ribbon. And I'm going to guess about 10 inches here. Doesn't have to be exact. You can do a little bit more, a little bit less if you want to. Now, this ribbon is a little chunky for this project, in my opinion. I wanted it a little daintier. So I'm going to cut it in half lengthwise. Sort of cut it in half. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be straight. That's okay. Now, when you cut this ribbon, it is going to fray a little bit. I think that's part of the cool nature of it. If you don't like this, don't do this, right? But I kind of think it's kind of that, what is it, shabby chic? Is that the right word for it? But it just gives it another feel to it and not so chunky, a little bit more dainty. So let's go ahead and make our loops. We'll crisscross. Yeah, Dana, I agree. I don't think anybody will notice once it's really tied anyway. Although you could pull threads out, right? Like you could totally pull threads out and make it more shabby looking if you'd like to. I think that's a fun way to do it. Now, if you're not happy with your bow, I rarely end up with a bow I like the first time. Hold the knot, pull the ends, and then you can tighten it and kind of futz with it a little bit until you're happy with how it looks. This one actually turned out really good. I apologize about the zooming in and out. I can turn this center stage off, but it's bowed. Like the whole surface is really bowed and weird. So I don't know why I don't know. Zoom's working on it. I've stumped them. They've been working on it for quite some time. All right. Glue dot right there. And grab that. Or you've heard me call those boogers. It's a different discussion. All right, putting that down. So our tag is done. So wouldn't this be cute? Well, it doesn't have the embellishments, but we'll put those on a bit. But isn't this a cute tag? You could add this to your gift, like the outside of the gift itself, and then have your card inside coordinate. Wouldn't that be cool? I think that's a great idea. You could add this to your envelope. That would be fun as well. Okay, so let's grab some of these dimensionals. Still not sure I'm liking this. It's not bad though. I think I've just got to get used to it, right? Because it's so sticky. Okay. But I don't have backing paper I have to take off. And then I'm going to angle this right here. Cute, 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 cute. Let's grab these rhinestones. We'll put these rhinestones on here. And I'm going to grab these little ones. There's multiple sizes, but I'm going to grab little ones. And I'm going to be excessive. I'm going to use 5. I know. You don't have to use quite that many if you don't want to. But why not put one on every single flower? Now you could even color your rhinestones if you wanted to change the color of them. Use your Stampin' Blend markers, and you can change the color of those rhinestones to any color you want to match any of your projects. All right, we have to bring the design to the inside. Glue dots, when glue dots are too big, how do you adjust the glue dot? I roll it up. So we're going to bring the design to the inside. So I do have a piece of basic weights, and it measures, let's see, 3 3/4 by 5. Looks like I got some embossing powder all over the place here. Not a shock. Susan, did that answer rolling up the glue dot? If you don't know what I mean, let me know and I'll do it. Lift dimensional so you don't have to touch them as much. Mary, I think you're right. Lifting them with my take your pick. I wasn't doing well with that when I first pulled it off the back, but I'll try it again and see if it works for the next one. All right, so I stamped my leaf and I've got debris on the back already. So I already messed up the back, but that's okay. With 2 sides, we get 2 tries. And then you just have to cover it up with something. Or pull in your sand eraser, that works too. My friend Nancy gave me a sand eraser. Or actually, it was Ginger that gave me the sand eraser, maybe. But Nancy uses hers all the time at class. That's what you've been doing? Okay, good. I don't know if there's a better idea, Susan. That's just, what I do. Now, if you do paper pumpkin, you also get those little glue dots that are on the sheets that are smaller. You get some smaller ones sometimes, and you get some bigger ones sometimes. You could save those and use those. For me personally, those drive me nuts. I would pull my roll of glue dots out any day versus using those sheets. All right, so card 2 is done. Beautiful. What do you think about this color combination? Are you drawn to it or no? Let me know what you guys think about this one. We'll move on to card 3. All right, good. We got some that are liking. Yay. All right, card 3. Now this one we've got a little bit, whoops, a little bit of a fun technique going on. I don't know if you can see it we've made some fudge on our little chocolate cake here, which I think is cool. And I'm gonna give you guys a hint into one of my secrets that I will be sharing in a few week or two, maybe. Can't remember if it's next week or the week after, but we're going to show an alternate to this as well. All right, let me grab my supplies. All right, so we'll work this as we go here. So I've got a thick white card base, 4¼ by 11. I've already folded it in half, just like I did on the others, right? You like the dimensions idea? Okay, cool. Nice, nice, nice. And then I got 2 scrap strips of berry burst cardstock. So these measure 1¼ by 5 3/8 and 1/2 by 5 3/8. Now, when I designed this card, these were scraps that were on my table. So that's why the sizes are what they are. I didn't want to cut something new. So you could make them wider, you could make them skinnier, but I think this is a great way to take those pieces we have left over from something else and just use them, right? Just use them in a background. Why not? Adds a little color, adds a little interest. You could do this with designer paper if you prefer. You could add texture to this if you wanted to change it up a little bit more. Entirely up to you. But I think that's just kind of cool, right? Again, I've left some space in between there, kind of give it a little bit of a cake, you know, kind of pulling on that cake thought. All right, so then I've got a piece of white that is, let's see if I wrote this down, 3 3/4 by 5. That's a measurement I use a lot. I don't know about you guys, but I do like that measurement. I like that extra width of the border. All right, so I'm putting my scrap paper out because I'm going to stamp off the edge. We're going to bring in our Berry Burst ink pad, okay, and our Celebrate image. So this is a party of any kind, right? We're celebrating whatever we want to celebrate, and cake should be involved in that celebration, right? So I'm going to use this to create a little bit of interest in the background. So I'm just going to randomly stamp, and I'm going to offset it and bringing it out, bringing it in. Maybe I'll go one more there. And we're going to go one here. Now, if you want to fill in these holes, you can. You don't have to. But then it gives you, you know, if it shows when you put your circle down, then you will have that to play with. So remember the circle that we had left over from our first card? That's what we're going to use here. So I can look at this and say, do I want a little bit more stamping in the background, or am I okay with this? I think I'm okay with this. So I'm going to leave this alone. We're going to close up this ink pad, okay? And then we want to put this layer down on our card base. Now I'm going to do this flat, and you're like, Wendy, you never do it flat. I'm trying to simplify a little bit, right? I want these to be nailable, which, you know, I love layers. I will put layer after layer after layer if I possibly can get away with it. But I'm trying to simplify a little bit here and show that, you know, we can still make gorgeous, gorgeous cards without all the extra, right? Now, there is a place for both. I love all the extra, and I still do them. But I wanted to give you guys some things that are realistic to try. All right, so here's our circle. We're going to go ahead and pop this up on the front of our card. Let's grab these crazy dimensionals. Oh, yeah, I'm supposed to try it with my take your pick. Let's see if I can do it. Now that I've got a handle on it. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, it might take me a little bit to get used to that too. Lisa Curcio does it like it's new, like it's butter, right? It just pops right off for her. But see, I don't know why I struggle. There's something with the way I'm doing it that's not quite, I haven't quite figured that out yet. I'll keep trying. Not yellow. What did I say, Tammy, that says not yellow, that you were saying not yellow? Did I miss something? I might have said something weird. All right, so my circle is down. All right. Now we've got some pieces that we want to pull out here. So I've used the dies and I've cut out a whole bunch of little pieces. So I'm going to show you those. So I've cut out some rectangles, which are my cakes, my cake pieces. That is out of pecan pie. Yeah, you struggle with it too. Yeah, Lisa does have it hands down. I agree with you, Dana. Oh yeah, Angelique, you like the forget me not because of the extra extra. Yeah, I love the extra extra as well, right? So, yeah, forget me not is my avid card club, and we definitely do extra extra there. So I've got a blackberry bliss cake base. I think it's actually intended to go this way, but we're going to use it this way. Maybe there's not an intention, one way or the other. And then I've cut two of the banners, one in blackberry bliss and one in Berry Burst. And we're going to layer those in just a moment. And then I've also cut some of these delicious looking icing drips. But I want those to be hot fudge. So on the original, the way I made hot fudge was I took my fine tip glue pen, and I'll show you this. Okay. Hopefully this one is still working. I do not have great luck with fine tip glue, but I'm just going to squeeze the bottle and rub the fine tip glue. Hopefully you guys can see this. I'll pick it up so you can see it as well. And I like to rub it with my tip because I get air bubbles in it, especially if I shake it first. I try to remember actually not to shake it. I do better if it doesn't. And then sometimes I have to go back in to get this little edge. But so now I've added glue and this will dry clear and shiny. See if I can get this tip back in. There it goes. I'm going to get it. Yay. All right, so I'm going to lift this up so you guys can see this. I'm not going to try to touch it. So can you see that? How cool that is? So it's nice and shiny. It's going to dry that way as long as I don't touch it, right? But you got to be patient. Now, what I love about this is that it adds a little extra height to it as well as the visual appearance. But what if you don't have time? What if you need a quick birthday card that you need to be able to knock out in a few minutes, but you want that shine? Well, I've got another trick for you. Here is another one I've done. Can you see that? And it's shiny, but there's no glue on it. I didn't have to wait at all. How did I make this, you're asking me? Well, let me show you, right? This is going to be a secret coming up. All right, so I've got a scrap white. And I've got some packing tape. I go through a lot of packing tape. I send out a lot of packages. So I always have it on hand. And I'm terrible about touching my fingers to it. But if you take packing tape and rub it onto the cardstock, okay, and I'm just going to fold the ends to the back just so I'm not going to put sticky on my table, right? And I'm going to take my bone folder and give it a really good press on the back. I want this stuck down really, really well. And then I'm going to go run this through the die cutting machine. And that is giving me my shiny hot fudge right here without having to wait for that to dry. What do you guys think? Yes, this is one of my secrets coming up, so don't tell. Shh. Don't give away my secret yet, right? I think this is next week, so I'm not sure. It's recorded. I just haven't uploaded it yet. Okay, perfect. You guys like it? Yay. All right, so we're going to do that version because we don't have time to wait for this. We've got things to do today, right? All right, let me pull in my pecan pie ink. Yeah, we're busy people. We got cool things coming up, right? All right, let me move that over to the side. I just don't want my camera to go wonky again. All right, so I want to add some detail to these cake pieces. So Stampin' Up! Designers are great. Yes, the glue gives you dimension as well. So you know there's a time for everything, right? Like you could use the packing tape version, or you don't have to. It's entirely up to you. You know, it depends on the look you want. But you're right. The glue is going to give you the dimension, but you got to wait. So this is actually going to dry later. I like my ink pads super juicy. I don't like them to be dry at all. So I will tell you, when I stamped the original, it was just as dark and it fades in just a little bit when it's on that tone on tone. Okay, let me move those out of the way. Good deal. All righty. Now, I want to add a little bit of, let's pull in our craft sheet so that we don't make a mess. I'm going to take this fudgy one and move it, if I can get a hold of it, off to the side. Maybe I'll be able to use it later, maybe not. Okay. So I can use my silicone craft sheet. I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive on the top of this layer. You could use liquid glue. I think that's where I was going originally, but I just last minute decided Stamp and Seal. And I'm going to place this just overlapped a little bit. So that's about how much, fat eighth, not quite a quarter, I've got overlapped. You guys can see that. All right, now I want to add my hot fudge. Yes, you love Forget Me Not Club? Thank you. I love it too. We do some fantastic projects in Forget Me Not. But they are definitely not for the lighthearted, right? Like they're involved. So if you want fast and simple, Forget Me Not is not for you. But if you like to learn fun fold and some techniques, maybe a lot of fun folds. I do a lot of fun folds because I do love them. All right, so we are going to take our faux fudge and we're going to adhere it to the top of the cake here and then to the next layer down here. So cute, right? So it doesn't give you the same texture, but it does give you the cool shine. Okay, now I went to adhere this cake plate. You could use liquid glue. I'm sure in the tutorial, let's see if I got this running. I'm almost out of adhesive. I may have to switch to liquid glue. No. All right, that was a little wide and crazy. Let's see if I can get some of that excess adhesive off. And I'm just going to lay this right down on the bottom of this cake. Oh, Barbara, thank you. I'm glad. I'm glad that you love it. Makes my heart happy. All right, so I'm going to lift this up, and now I want to take this whole cake that I've built. I'm going to put some dimensionals on it. Good. I'm glad you guys like that alternative way to get your fudge. You know, it works great for glass. Like if you had a like our milkshake stamp set. I don't even know if that's selective. I'd have to look. But that is a great one to stamp and then put the packing tape over the top to give it a shiny glass or like a fishbowl or something like that. Now I'm going to keep this right here for just a moment. I want to go ahead and build our banner. So I am going to actually clip the sides off the banner. This is dainty, super dainty. Okay, so I really only want the flags to be two-toned. Make sense? Hopefully. And we're just going to put some little dots of glue. So yeah, I have several programs that I offer, and they're all a little different, right? So it depends on what you want to do. And I have people that do all of them, right? So, and I do have demonstrators that do them. So I have Forget Me Not, which is my Avid Card Club. And I have a tutorial or a product option of that one. So you can either place an order with me and get the card kits with our monthly host code, or you can just do the tutorial option where you don't place an order and you have access to all the tutorials. I've got over 1,000 in there. I think it's closer to 2 now. All right, so we've offset that. I don't know if can you guys see that? So it's got the two-tone color. So that's that, right? Now I'm going to put some more liquid glue on this. Just along these flags, because there's not much space on the sides. Now this is a little dainty item that if you put adhesive sheet on the back of your cardstock first and then die cut it, you could just peel and stick, right? So this would be a good piece for that. All right, so I want to put this banner where I want the banner to be. So this is going to help me with my placement. So I want that kind of centered, right? Nice. And then I'm going to place my cake right on top of it. So that's going to help me get my placement exactly where it needs to be. And those dimensionals on the cake are going to hold down the ends of that banner. Cool? I love it. So I made this one a little taller than I did on my original, but that's okay. All right, so let's sprinkle on some bling-a-bling. We gotta have some bling-a-bling, right? You can't celebrate without some bling. Let's grab a big one. Why not? It's there. It's right there. So sprinkling on a little bit. Now, I did not bring the design to the inside on this one either. I left the inside blank. But what do we want to do to bring the design to the inside? Should we maybe pull out birthday and put celebrate birthday on the inside? We could put birthday on the inside. What do you guys think? Perfect, 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 perfect. So my diamonds team has access to my Forget Me Not Club tutorials for free, as well as everything else I do, right? Although they are also welcome to participate in a level that gets them kits as well, if they'd like to. All right, so we put the birthday in here. Now, another cool thing we could do is put a little strip of the berry burst paper, right? If you had a little scrap, you could put a little strip in there. You could even have it like just come right out from the birthday. That'd be cute. Or if you had extras of these die cut candles, you could put those in like that to make a little strip. Cute. So there's lots of different ways that you can bring the design to the inside without going crazy. Reverse tweezers. Yes, I have those. I don't use them very often, but I do have them. All right. So you can see the difference. Now this one I touched before it was dry. So you've got a little haziness going on there because my fingerprints are embedded in there for life. So I better not leave them anywhere that I don't want it to be, right? But you can see this has, maybe you can see it, maybe you can't. This one has that a little bit of texture because of the glue. Where this one is flatter, but still shiny and still looks like fudge, in my opinion. So it just depends on the look you're going for and the time you have, right? Because this you really do need to let dry, and it's not a fast dryer. Okay. All right. Card 3. What do you guys think? We've got one more. We're right at an hour. I try to stay within an hour, but we're gonna go a little over today. It won't take us long to do this last one. This is our last one. Super cute little gift card holder, right? So you've got a gift card will fit right here in this spot here. Do I have one handy? Sometimes I keep one out here. So this is going to slide right in there. So just a cute little card to put on here. I love it. Now, when you do this card, if you're going to put this in the mail to somebody, while I think it's fantastic to make a little square envelope, the post office, if you're in the US, I don't know about other countries, but in the US, the post office charges you more if it's a square envelope. So put it in a regular envelope with the extra room, and then it'll cost you the same. Okay? Perfect. All right, let me switch my supplies again. Okay. So my card base, oh good, number 3 is your favorite? Nice, nice. All right, so this is 9 3/4 by 4 1/4 thick white. It is scored at this way, 1 1/4 and 5 1/2. Okay, so we're going to fold this at the 1 1/4, and we're going to give that a good crease with our bone folder. Okay, and then I also want to do the same on that 5 1/2 inch mark and give that a really good crease as well. All right, so that's my whole mystery of my fold. Now, before I go crazy and stamping, I'm going to stamp this flat because if I mess it up, I can flip it and salvage it, right? Have you guys done that before? I do stuff like that all the time, right? Now, let's see if I can clean off this big starburst. You know what? I probably ought to go grab my scrub because I'm going to be switching colors. All right, so let's stamp Petunia Pop, one of my very favorite colors. I think this is one that I might actually cry when it retires. All right, Petunia Pop, so cute. Such a great color. And then I have Baby Starburst. And we're going to do that in Azure Afternoon. And light-handed with these. Like, you don't want to smush that, and you want a light touch when you stamp it. Otherwise, you're going to get what I did here. You see my mess? Blah. It blobbed. Totally blobbed. Okay, Granny Apple Green is next. Nice. Yay. Now, I want to put the little day on there. So my card's going to say happy day, which could be for any occasion, right? I can think of so many occasions that we could use that for. And we're going to do a berry burst. So like I said, I think this stamp set is perfect for celebrating just about anything. So we're just going to put the day. Okay, so my stamping turned out good on the inside. I don't have to fix it, which is good, right? Sometimes we do. So now I'm going to go ahead and commit to adhering this flap closed. So you can use tear and tape, you can use liquid glue. I'm going to use liquid glue just for the sake of time. And you want to do skinny. You don't want it to ooze. Now, if you wanted it to go in this way, you can check it to see how much room you've got on your sides, right? You just need to be able to get the card down in there. Or if you're going to do cash, or maybe you put something else in there. Maybe you're going to put an extra note in there, right? So I'm going to let that stay. All right, now we want to stamp on the front as well, but I've got a rectangle that I've die cut with these lovely deckled rectangles. So it's the fourth one in. Love it, love it, love it, love it. And I'm going to use it as a guide first, right? So I'm going to put it down. I'm not going to adhere it just yet. I'm going to use it as a guide of where do I stamp these little starbursts, right? Let's see. I want to start with Granny. Why not? And this is our big starburst. Okay. So I'm using this starburst kind of like an embellishment almost, right? And then let's add our azure afternoon. And we'll go up high on that one. Just adds a nice little interest without going too heavy on our stamping. Granted, we can go as heavy as we want. You can't do too much stamping. So Susan, the host code is already in the group. There is an order special post that's already gone in there. So if you scroll down, I'll give it to you at the end as well when I have it in front of me. I don't want to try to quote it without having that in front of me, but I'll do it when we wrap up our cards as well. I'll pull it and let you know what it is. All right, super cute already, right? So let's put our card base aside and let's do our cake next. So I have got the small rectangle. So we use the larger, oh, you got to go now. Okay. There'll be, it's in the group. If you can't find it, let me know. I can message you. You'll also get an email if you're on my email list today. Okay. All right, so I am going to stamp. This is the smaller of the two rectangles. We used the larger one on the last Lagoon card when we did the peach pie card. But this one I wanted to make a fun three-tiered, kind of a rainbow colored cake. So that's what we're doing here. So we're going to start off with our azure afternoon. And I didn't worry about this if my rectangle isn't like totally the same level of stamping. You know what I mean? Like, if I've got light and dark spots, that's okay. Like a cake is like that, right? It's not all even. I think it looks kind of cool. All right, let's clean this. I want my Granny Apple Green next. Now, it doesn't matter if I end up with space between each of these, right? I'm going to try to make them stacked, but if I end up with space, it's okay. Oh, thank you, Dana. I appreciate that. So Dana shared the host code for the order special in the comments. I appreciate that, Dana. So Dana, you have to come to all my events now so that you can be my moderator. All right. And the last is Petunia Pop. And we're going to put that. And if I don't get the spacing the same as the original one, that's okay too. Right? Oh, I actually did pretty darn good. I'll take that. So I just want you to know that this has a little leeway to it, right? It doesn't have to be exact. All right, so next I'm going to stamp my candles, and we're going to do those in Berry Burst. Keep them with those color combinations right off that card, right? And we'll put our candles up here. Super cute. And I'm okay with that spacing because I'm going to add that glimmer paper icing on the top there. I could move it down a little. That wouldn't hurt it either. And then my flames are going to be peach pie because I'm staying with my color combination that I had originally decided I was going to use. Dainty hand with this one as well. You don't want to schmoosh. Okay. Cute. And it's not perfectly straight. It's okay. I'm okay with it. That's part of being handmade, right? All right, now let's see if I can find them. I cut some pieces. Okay, so this paper pack that I pulled this glimmer out of, it has Berry Burst, Old Olive, and Basic White glimmer paper in it. And it's part of our online exclusives. We've had it for a while. I think it came out when the Zinnia stuff came out. But what I wanted to show you is that you can use any of the glimmers, right? Like I used the Berry Burst on that one. But look, I can use the green or I can use the white. You guys vote. Tell me, would you like me to use the white or would you like me to use the green? And while you're telling me that, I'm going to work on this lovely little tab here. And then we'll make our choice. You guys get to choose. Oh, Kathy, have fun. Have fun. Green. I see green. I see white. I see white. All right, Dana, you're going to have to look in the comments and tell me where we net out. So this is the Keeping Tabs punch. And this comes in the choice of a die or a punch. I really am liking the punch. And so I like to use them upside down. Oh, in case you guys don't know. Our punches come locked like this and flat, right? They have a picture on the end. You can see the picture on the front, but I do like to use them upside down. I'm going to unlock it. It opens it up. That's your handle. Your paper goes in here. Okay. You're going to slide the paper in. And once you get it where you want, just give it a light squeeze until you can get your hands situated and pull this out. Okay. Now, if you have trouble with your hands, like some days my arthritis, not so good. I can just put pressure right on the table and punch it out as well. And it works out fabulous. So what I like about this is that this is a wrap tab, right? So like you can fold it here. 7-4 for white. Thank you, Dana. I appreciate you doing that, hon. I owe ya. All right. So I want to put the happy on my tab. So use my embossing buddy. And I am going to stamp the word happy in Versamark ink. I'm almost done, I promise. I know I'm keeping you guys later than expected. All right, and I'm going to stamp the happy right across here. And then we're going to heat emboss that with white embossing powder. Okay. So we're going to pop that in. Cute, 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 cute. So I dump my embossing powders in a container. I don't like to deal with the little jars. I'm too big of a mess if you can't tell every time the camera zooms out, right? We're going to heat up our heat tool. I'm going to come in and heat that up until it melts. You want it to be shiny and then stop. I don't know if I can make it so you can see it on camera. So yeah, so those of you that are on my Diamonds team, today's the last day to opt in for these make and take packets. There we go. So I've got my cute little happy. And I'm going to wrap this around and put this right on that rectangle. So you can decide, do you want it to be along the edge? Do you want it to be out a little bit further? You have room to put it wherever you want to put it. And you'll just fold it in half. It gives it extra stability. So it's pretty on the back too, although it doesn't matter in this case because we're going to put other stuff down. All right, so we voted white. So let's put the white down. So we're gonna have some white shimmery. This is a nice wintry cake. There we go. A little liquid glue here. Oh, Barbara, I'll have to see what your comment said. You like the cards? Oh, I'm sorry that you had chemo yesterday, Barbara. I hope you're feeling all right. I know that takes a lot out, but I'm glad you're enjoying it. Yes. Come hang out with me anytime, my friend. So those of you that are demonstrators, is anyone going to Raleigh for on stage in March? If so, I'll see you there. Be sure to say hello. Come up to me if you see me wandering around. Oh yeah, I think the white looks fantastic. Grant, I've done one with the green as well, and it does look cute too. So any of the colors are cute. But you can get a lot of cake pieces out of a 12 by 12 piece of glimmer paper, right? All right, I got a little glue ooze, but that's okay. I will be able to work with it. All right, and so our final touches on this, let's add our bling, right? A little bit of bling. Let's shine it up a smidge. And I'm just going to put them in the middle. Oh, yes, we have to remember to take a picture this time. I totally hate that we forgot to take a picture last time, my friend. Yeah. Oh, Robin, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed the presentation. I was scared, could you tell? It's different than doing this. Very different than doing something like this. Okay. So I was a presenter. Actually, Stampin' Up asked me to be a presenter, is what we're talking about, a couple years ago at Backstage. And it was a business topic that they asked me to present on. And I was scared to death. I was almost in tears. I was so scared. Yeah, yeah. It's different when you're doing projects like this because we do this all the time, right? Um, so it was definitely outside of my comfort zone. Of course, if I was asked to ever do it again, I would, right? But well, I didn't do a great job with my stamping, so my embossing's not as good as the original. But what do you guys think? Super cute? Yes? Yay, 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 yay. All right, let me see if I can clean my stuff out of my chair because I want to say goodbye to you face to face and make sure that there's no questions for me. All right, let me see if I can switch the camera. Yeah, you can see my mess behind me. And then let me switch the microphone. Since you guys said it was better, turn off these lights. Since you guys said it was better when I was facing the computer without the echo, right? Okay. Yay. Good. You guys liked it. Nan, I'm glad you stuck with us. Did the closed captions come back? I wasn't sure if it would work well or not. I hope it did and that you were able to enjoy with that. So yeah, so thank you all so much for joining me today. I very much appreciate it, and I hope you enjoy that I'm doing these hopefully each month. That's my goal, to do them each month and share a little bit of creativity with each of you. Um, you know, Love to have you here anytime. So again, the order special is, if you've got to use the host code, it's WG9FAMYC. The order special goes through Monday, the 18th. Of course, if you know you're going to place an order, today might be the day to do it because of the sale, right? Annual catalog items are marked down, not everything, but many of them are. And then, of course, my international friends can definitely take advantage of the tutorial store, and I'll send you the two tutorials as well. All right. If you have any interest in doing this, having me come and host an online workshop for you and your friends, let me know. I'd love to do it. And if you're like, okay, I'm ready to take the plunge, I want to be a diamond, let me know. I'll help you get started. You can join our team and we'll go from there. So if you have questions on anything, please let me know. And I will hopefully see you all again soon. All right. Thank you for spending your time with me today. Bye for now.